Hey Eddie, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas.
Oh, good choice. But does it count? Over the last few years, it's become a big thing on the internet to argue over what is and is not a Christmas story. And while it was kind of fun at first, I feel like it's become one of those things where it's just a bunch of internet edgelords trying to find the most ridiculous thing that can possibly justify calling a Christmas movie just to irritate people. Because that's what you do on the internet. And look, gatekeeping is stupid. Watch whatever you want on Christmas. Call it a Christmas movie. It's your life. Make yourself happy. But if we need an actual definition as to what counts as a Christmas story, I'm going to go ahead and share mine with you. Now, it's not just for movies. It counts for books. It can count for plays, songs, any kind of Christmas story. The way I see it, there are 3 criteria that are needed to make a Christmas story, and any story that meets at least 2 of them can count. Criteria number 1, a story must take place primarily during the Christmas season. That means it has to take place the bulk of the story between Thanksgiving and New Year's. Are you listening, Freeform? A single scene at Christmas does not count. Stop trying to count Toy Story and Harry Potter movies as part of a Christmas marathon. Criteria number 2. The story should also feature traditional Christmas characters. You know, Santa Claus, Rudolph, Frosty, Billy Bob Thornton. Now, the Christmas character doesn't have to be the star of the story. They just have to feature in it in a predominant way. For example, in Christmas Eve on Sesame Street, Santa Claus never appears on screen, but the whole story is about Big Bird trying to figure out how Santa fits through those narrow New York apartment building chimneys, so it counts. Interestingly enough, this criteria can be applied retroactively. The Grinch, Clark Griswold, Jack Skellington, when their movies came out, nobody would have called them traditional characters, but there's nobody that would argue with their status today. Criteria number 3. The story should incorporate traditional Christmas themes, things like, family, love, kindness, redemption. And oddly enough, like I said in my last video, scary stories used to be more associated with Christmas than Halloween. That's the reason Christmas slasher movies like Silent Night, Deadly Night still count. So that's the criteria. A movie has to meet at least 2 of the 3 to count as a Christmas story. Let's test some of the classics against this metric. A Christmas Story. It's set in December. It's about a boy who wants a specific present from Santa Claus, and it's about the relationship between that boy and his dad. It ticks all 3 boxes. It counts. My favorite Christmas movie, It's a Wonderful Life. But this one is tricky. It obviously hits criteria number 3, as it's all about the redemption of George Bailey. But criteria number 1, most of the movie takes place in flashback scenes set throughout George's life and are not around Christmas. However, the framing story is completely around Christmas, and one of the main characters is a Christmas angel. I think it sneaks in. Here's one people have been throwing around lately, Frozen. Okay, so it is definitely about family, but it's set during the summertime, and there's no traditional Christmas characters. No, I'm sorry, Olaf doesn't count. You have to be a Christmas snowman to count as a Christmas character. Frozen, you're out of there. All right, let's do the movie that started this whole argument, Die Hard. It's set at Christmas, that's criteria number 1. There aren't any traditional Christmas characters, so it misses criteria number 2. But criteria number 3, redemption is the greatest Christmas theme that there is, and that's what this movie is all about. It's about the redemption of John McClane's marriage. Let's ignore what happens in the sequels for a moment. And more importantly, it's about the redemption of the movie's true hero, Sergeant Al Powell, who has to find it within himself to make up for a tragic mistake in his past. Sorry, haters, Die Hard absolutely counts. Finally, let's try Eddie's favorite Christmas movie, Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. Now, this is an anthology movie with 5 short stories in it, all of which take place at Christmas time. That's box number 1. The second story in the movie, Christmas Impossible, is about Donald Duck's nephews trying to sneak up to the North Pole to find out if they've made Santa's nice list. That's criteria number 2. And the 5th story, Christmas Maximus, is about Goofy's son, Max, taking home his new girlfriend to meet his dad, and it's about trying not to be embarrassed by your family. Criteria number 3. Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, you meet all 3 criteria. I hereby officially dub thee a Christmas movie. So take a look at your own favorite stories, guys, and find out if they meet the criteria. And hey, give me your analysis in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Eddie, you have anything you want to add?
Merry Christmas!